H Raza was a great artist and philosopher, and he brought his knowledge of the Bindu to the whole world again. So he has a lot of circles. So I'm going to probably start off using my cup for a circle. Alright, this is going to be the center of my artwork. It's a little hard to see. Kind of see it backward, kind of see it forward. Alright, cool. Around my circle, this is going to be my center sun. So I'm going to kind of think about abstract ideas. This lesson is great for students who are just joining in the math world and learning about geometric shapes and rulers and measurements. As well, this is a great geometry lesson to incorporate art in geometry. So with my shapes, I'm kind of thinking of the sunset. And this is going to be my sun rising over the ocean. My ocean is going to be made from geometric shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and try and find the middle of my paper. Drawing a line there. We're just going to make the sunset. And again, you really want to use your ruler to make these straight lines. In a lot of H Raza's work, you kind of see the repetitive lines and the beautiful bright colors he uses. So we really do want to capture that in our artwork. H Raza really studied the philosophy of abstraction and this philosophy itself too. Alright. So those hard to see right now, I'm going to go ahead and go over in Sharpie so y'all can see it too, okay? Alright. So for today's work, we are making a sunset. So try to think of the ideas of a sunset. So you have the round, beautiful ocean. Round sun, the beautiful ocean underneath it. Try to use that as your inspiration piece as well. Again, we're doing this from abstraction, so we're kind of abstracting the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do some Sharpie so y'all can see my design and kind of get in the gist of what we're doing. It is a little bit hard to see, but you see how I have the geometric shape and the water underneath it, and I went ahead and created a diamond around it. Alright. So H Raza also created an organization so that it can kind of teach students to get away from the traditional European art that was taught at school. So you really grasp these abstract ideas and allow themselves to take a naturalistic point of view when creating art, which is super cool. Maybe think about a time when you have ever gone outside and maybe collected leaves or anything from nature and created art out of it. That's also creating a naturalistic point of view or naturalistic art, nature art, naturalistic. When creating geometric shapes, it's a little bit hard to freeform it because that's when you start to get more of an organic shape. So you want to kind of take or use tools around you that you might have, like a cup or a bowl, to get those shapes perfectly round. There also are tools too to use to create perfectly round circles. Feel free to use those as well. Alright, so for today's lesson, this lesson is geared for 2nd through 6th grade, really focusing on the math and geometry in the lesson. This is a great lesson to learn about angles. What kind of angle is this? Cute. This one looks like a right angle. These look like obtuse angles. So really focusing on the geometry side of this too. So here you go, I have my sunset. I'm going to start out with bright colors. Like I was saying earlier, H Raza really had his colors reflect the real life. So he used a lot of blues, he used a lot of yellows and oranges for the sunset. He also maybe you see some greens, some earth tones for the ground. He really studied the forest from his hometown, where he's from, in India to really um, inspire him for his work. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring my sun. I'm gonna start off with a darker orange around it and then do a lighter orange in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead, focus on here so y'all can watch me. When you do marker work, it's important to kind of take it and do big brush strokes. You want to go all the same way if possible. You notice when you start scribbling with marker, you'll see these lines that might be not as aesthetically pleasing to you or to the viewer, but again, you are the artist, so I want you to make it how you would like it in that sense. Maybe you want those lines. A lot of H Raza's work is very smooth and printed like, and a lot of his work is actually available on print because of how smooth the color is. Alright, so it is kind of hard to go one way on these closed areas. It is able to be done, but feel free to just kind of get in there, really cover all the white spaces up. If you notice a lot of H Raza's work, some of it you might see his geometric shapes, which is the kind of work we're focusing on today in his series. A lot of his work also has different themes too. Again, he really transformed his artwork, and then he got to the point where he really wanted to focus on the circle, the Bindu circle. Again, a lot of this information can be found in the other links that we posted throughout the website. So you guys are able to explore more about this artist, as well as a story about H Raza and the Bindu. Alright, go ahead and do the other side. See if this marker works a little bit better. When trouble working with markers, they do get a little bit dried out, but that's perfectly okay. We're going to keep going on with it. Alright, really try and fill up all the whole space. Like so. Okay, so now we're going to probably add some reds into this. Maybe some oranges. See how this orange works. A little tad, that's okay. A lot of yellow sun. This lesson would also be work really well with oil pastels too. Just because the colors are so rich. The shapes are a little more geometric, and oil pastels are really good for organic shapes because they're not as pointed. But if the right control can be applied when using the oil pastels, then this could be a really good lesson for them as well. Let's see if we have any more marker that works. Alright. Use red. Maybe I should have used blue for this part because it's the ocean, but I think it will still look pretty cool. I'll start using some dark blues. A lot of H Raza's work has these, strong geometric shapes like I'm talking about, and the colors. A lot of them colors have different shades. So he'll have a dark blue, a light blue, a medium blue next to each other, and it kind of offsets each other, but it works really, really well together as well. Okay, we're gonna start going with the ocean. So we'll go ahead and get some blues. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the ocean. Go ahead. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back. So I now have my background covered, this colored. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish my background colored, and then I'm gonna take my Sharpie and go ahead and outline these lines again. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my last corner. This project will also be really great for the older grades. I said this grade level lesson could be for our 2nd through 6th grade. So for 6th graders, painting this project would be awesome. Really focusing on the geometric shapes and detail, in the brush strokes, learning how to have controlled brush strokes. Very important as an artist. I'm gonna go ahead, finish up this part. Alright, cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my black Sharpie and I'm going to go ahead and outline all of it to make the line stand out a lot. Again, if you want to use your ruler, that is perfectly all fine. And honestly, I think it's easier to use your ruler. It's kind of hard to just free draw, especially if you don't all have perfectly steady hands like myself.